Ouch. That's not wrong. So, today we're going to just mount a tractor tire. We'll put it on a tractor and stuff, but I don't want to bore you guys with all the weird stuff. She's going to film this for a while. I'm probably not going to talk much once I get this thing cleaned out. So, the whole thing is these tractor tires get stored outside or wherever. They get water and mouse nests and garbage and you name it in them. So you want to make sure that everything inside of them is clean. Okay, I've got a rim right here. That's the other thing, is you want to make sure that rim is clean. I took the wire brush to that rim and then I painted it up with some rust preventive paint. Not too worried about out on the edge of the bead and stuff. I mean, if this tractor was going to be used a lot and it was somebody else's, I'd probably do a little better job on cleaning the rim up and rust proofing it, but the last one's lasted, well, it was made in 1939, so they rusted out a few years ago. I don't know, that's a long time. These ones will last the rest of my lifetime. So, got a brand new tire. When you're doing a tractor tire, they are rotational. So, you want to make sure that you know which direction that the tire is turning. So, these rims are offset, so you can adjust the width of the tractor tread. We're going to want this one all the way in the narrow position, so this is going to be the outside. It's going on what would be the passenger side, or the right side of the tractor. So it's going to roll this way, the tractor ahead of it. So on these tires, there's always an arrow that says rotation. So we want it to match that. So this is on the tractor and it's rolling this way. Oh, wait a minute. My arrow's going backwards. So that means this tire needs to go on that rim that direction. Let's find our little rotation arrow again. It's right here. So we want to go, hey, it's going the right way. Cool. Gonna clean this bead off a little bit more. Grab some soap. Don't have to use a whole great big old gob of soap. And I just wipe it all in there. That makes that bead slick, so it'll drop over that a lot easier. The way these rims are designed, there's a smaller portion in the center of the rim and the bead's actually out here. So that gives you a little relief for the bead of the tire to go on while you slip it on the rim. Sometimes you can get them to just slide right on. Sometimes you can't. But you can always bar them on. There's the inside bead. This is the point where you take a break. Are we on? And a lot of tractors will use calcium chloride in the rear wheels for ballast. So the math on this one says that this will hold 50 gallons of liquid, and calcium chloride is basically salt water. It's very corrosive, but I'll get into that later. Not all of them use it. This one's going to use it. 50 gallons of chloride in this will add about 500 pounds of weight to this tire. This is a rear tire for that tractor, and it has a front end loader on it. So if I fill both of them up, there's 1,000 pounds of ballast at the back of the tractor, and it's not carrying it, it's riding on it. So it makes the back of the tractor 1,000 pounds heavier, which gives you ballast for running the front end loader. So whether this is going to be used with mag chloride or not, tractor tires have I'm going to need a pair of pliers. Have a 2-piece valve stem. So here's the outside piece. This threads into the tractor tire, or the tractor tire valve tube, valve stem. It has a regular Schrader valve like your car has on this end to put air in it. But this end screws into a bigger valve stem, and it's big enough that you can get liquid through it. So if you're going to put liquid in these tires, which is an episode I'll get to later, you let all the air out, make sure that this valve stem is at the top of the rotation. Let the air out, and then start pumping the liquid in. You're periodically going to have to stop and unhook your fittings, or some fittings you can buy have a bleeder valve or whatever to let the air out of them, because as the tube fills up, it takes space, compresses the air, and then you're fighting the pump and stuff to get it in there. If you do like the tire shops have got a pump that does it with vacuum pressure, and when they're done, they just screw the valve stem on with a special fitting, and it's aired up, and farm kids don't have those. Put this in my pocket so I don't lose it. Take the retaining ring. I'll put it in my pocket too. Probably regret that. And you gotta start working the tube in, which is a fun chore. Almost takes like 4 people. We might break on this, and I might have her give me a hand to get this in here. So go ahead and break. By yourself is no easy task. It can be done. You have to like block up the tire, block up the rim at a different height, get everything folded in. With 2 of us, it went really smoothly. The trick is, make sure you don't have no twists or anything in your tube. Make sure it's all the way inside the rim. Don't put any air in it at this time because it's flat. It's sucked flat, and that'll help give us room to put the tire on without damaging the tube with our bars. Again, we're gonna give her some dish soap. They actually make a product that's called bead butter. And you just paint that on the bead. Slides together, helps make the seal on tubeless when you're trying to get them to bead up. Pretty neat little product, but dish soap's been used for a long time. Don't recommend using oil or grease, because oil or grease can soften up the rubber compounds. I don't think it would, but I don't recommend using it. Also, it never really dries, so then you might run a problem of turning the rim inside the tire. I've actually seen that happen a lot. Can't get my fingers in there. Same thing as we did on the other side. You're going to want to pull this back. Oh, come on. Maybe. There we go. So that you can get it. It's going to want to be down past that. So we're going to work from this point this way, because this is going to be the high spot in the rim. See, put pressure on it, it's already walking itself in. It don't take much until you get toward the very end. Don't try to take off too big a bite. Just slowly walk around it. The problem we're going to have is it's going to want to walk off this side. So that needs to be held in place.
You want me to stop filming and help you?
No, you're good.
Okay.
If it's too much, I'll just stick another bar in there to hold it. See, as I'm going, I'm walking around it and I'm making sure that the bead is shoved down past this lip. If you don't do that, you're probably not going to get it mounted on. This one's going to go on really nice and easy. And there it is. Like doing it better on a cool day than a hot day, but I've had to do this in the middle of a hayfield. Don't like it. All right, we can stop filming for a minute. Hang on. Okay, we're gonna put this piece back in so we can use an air compressor to air this thing up. If you're ever handling tractor tires, just assume right off the get-go that they have chloride in them. This is not getting the chloride in, put on the ground, because, well, I'm not man enough to pick this thing up when it's full of chloride. If you're taking tires off of tractors, combines, whatnot, assume that they have chloride in them. Make precautions, because if these things fall over on you, you can really get hurt. So, we screwed that on. We're only going to put him on finger tight for now, because we are going to let the air back out of this once I get it beaded up. Do a quick little check on the other side. Make sure you don't have any tubes sticking out anywhere. This one looks good. And the long boring process of airing up the tire.